Hello and welcome back to another video. So a change of background. It's the first dry day in I don't know how long. So I said the first thing I was going to do is get out, get up to the fields, because I have not actually been up here since the cows went into the shed. So I just said I'd have a look, see how the grass is coming along. As you can see, nothing hectic. Of course it's greened up a bit and there has been something, but sure, I'm not going to get growth in the last few months anyway, although it has been an incredibly mild winter again, and just lots and lots of rain. So even coming up the hill there, I was almost slipping as I was coming up the hill, which is never a good sign. So it would really want to be drying up a bit now, but we have a few days anyway of some cooler sunny days, which is lovely to see. You can even see a bit of the mountains and lakes there behind me, which I have not seen in quite a while now with this weather. But so I'm up here today anyway, just to have a look at the grass. But I think this year might be a little different. I don't think we're going to put the yearlings up here like we did last year. I think we're going to put them down below around the lake, because just from looking at a distance, it seems to have quite a bit of grass there, and certainly more than up here. So we might actually start them back there. As well, we'll also have the second TB test in March, once we have the one tomorrow done. So it's probably handier to have them down there rather than bringing them up here and then having to get people to help us on the road again to bring them back down. So I'd say that will be the plan this year, but we'll see. I'll give a walk down there, because speaking of TB, and I'll get to the test in a minute, I'm after getting myself just a cheap trail camera on Amazon. I got it ages ago, but to be honest, I wasn't sure if I set it up right, and I kept forgetting to ask Rob to have a look at it, because he'd be better with technology than I am. So we tested it last night and it seems to be working fine. So I'm going to set that up, and I'm going to set it up below, because I've never seen deer up here. I saw a beautiful fox up here when I came up. It's a pity I didn't have the camera on, because I obviously disturbed him and he was very close to me. Hopefully they're not carrying TB. But yeah, so I haven't seen a deer up here, so I'm going to put this up below while I'm down there then as well. I'll see what the grass is like down there as well, but hopefully we'll be able to see what is going on down there. I'll be able to see what has caused our issue maybe. And look, to be honest, I'd be happy to see nothing at all, because maybe they've moved on to somewhere else. But the likelihood is that it's deer down there, because there is a glen there as well, and I'd say that's where they're probably coming from, up from the river and into the field. So I'll set this up, and sure, I can I'll probably go down and get it in a few days then, and we can have a look at it, and if I see anything interesting I'll try and record it. But I mean, the images aren't very clear on it or anything, but it's just to give me an idea of what might actually be going on down there. So I'll do that in a while, but I'll show you when I'm down there anyway, because I'll show you what the grass is like, if there is any down there. But it does look like there is some. And yeah, as I mentioned, we're testing tomorrow. So I said I'd start the video today rather than tomorrow, because I just know I'm going to be up to 90 now tomorrow, with worry and the stress of it all. And even though realistically tomorrow is nothing other than getting them in and getting it done, it's the Friday that will be the stressful part, I suppose, really. But yeah, I'll just record. I don't know, to be honest, I don't know how much of it I'll record tomorrow, because I just don't know. I'm not looking forward to the day or anything, but I'll record some of it anyway. And the weather is to be nice as well, so that is good. Although the weather forecasts have been a bit all over the place lately. But yeah, that's it. So I'll go down, we'll have a look at the grass below there, because as you can see, there isn't anything hectic happening up here. Although, in fairness, it's not too bad at all. But it gets worse as we get down the hill, obviously, because they were up here first, then this one, and it carried on down. But yeah, we'll go down to around the lake and then further down, and we'll see what the situation is down there. Now, we have grass, so we don't have an abundance of it. We do have an abundance of rushes, of course, but they're no good to me. But yeah, as you can see there, there's a decent amount, and when it's only the yearlings, they're not going to go through a whole lot anyway. So I'd say this is probably our best bet. We'll see what Dad says, but there's just not enough above to leave them out. Now, we still have another probably 5 or 6 weeks before we'd leave them out anyway, and that is again all depending on weather. We don't know if we will actually be able to leave them out in February or not, but hopefully in about 5 or 6 weeks we'd be thinking about it anyway. But yeah, I'd say there's enough grass here to do them for a while, and I'll probably supplement them anyway with a bit of silage like I did with the other crowd last year as well, when things got a bit tight. But as I mentioned in another video, we're definitely in a better shape for the potential to have grass this year because the cattle were in early, and we didn't leave any of them out later like we did last year. We had 2 cows and a calf out until, I can't remember if it was just before Christmas or just after Christmas, but they were out for the whole of December anyway. So that definitely set the grass back down below, so we had to wait longer to put them in there, which wasn't ideal. So hopefully now this year we'll just be a little more comfortable than last. But I had a quick look around here as well, just to see, you know, somebody advised me, look, go check around the water and things, just in case there's like a carcass of a deer or a badger or anything. So I did just give a walk around to have a look to see if there's anything in here, and I haven't seen anything obvious, so I'm going to go down to the other field now. I'll probably give a bit of a walk around there as well. There's no harm getting a few extra steps in before I hit the farm work, especially on a beautiful day like today. It's only getting better actually. So I'll give a walk down there, and I'll give a walk around just because the stream runs the whole way through that field. So I think I'm just going to follow the stream down, see if I see anything that that looks suspicious. And then I need to figure out where I'm going to set up my trail camera. So I'm not really sure where I should set it up, but when I show you where I'm setting it up anyway, and I have it in the video, if anybody has experience with doing this before, you might tell me. I might be putting it in entirely the wrong place. Not sure of the height to put it at either, but sure, look, it's trial and error. I'll come down in a few days and can move it around if it's not capturing anything. So as you can see here, like, there's pretty much no grass here then in patches, but that's the joys of this field really. But then where there is grass, there's lovely grass. If only it was all like this, but hopefully someday it'll be something to work towards anyway. But yeah, we'll go down to the other field now. Now, I'm not sure if you could see that there or what's behind me on the ground, but that's the fence down the whole width of the field. And that's not an old fence. I drove every one of those posts last year in the height of the heat. It almost killed me to do it. And you can probably see that post there behind me. That's loosened as well. So the wire is snapped just here in front of me. Which to me is a sure sign of deer. That's what they do. They damage ditches and fences and whatnot when they're jumping. So I'd say that's exactly what has happened here. I've never seen that. Well, I suppose we haven't had a fence down here, so I couldn't have seen it before realistically. But yeah, a sure sign that there's deer around the place. So that's more work for me. It's another job. And there's actually another fence post down up there as well, so that's 2 knocked, plus the wire. And oh, the wire was all nice and no patch jobs, just one nice run of wire, but it's not going to be the case now, which is really annoying as well, especially when it's brand new. But yeah, hopefully this is going to catch them anyway, because that has to be deer. I don't know what else would do that. There is nothing else around here. So I'll keep going, I'll keep following the stream down. This just caught my eye when I was walking down, so we'll keep going. I have never seen such water down here. Granted, I wouldn't be down here too often in the winter, but the amount of rainfall we've had, it's not really surprising, but it's quite pretty. But yeah, it's very wet down here, very, very wet. Now, this is where I think the deer are coming from. So you can see the trees there and things. So this is basically a glen, and at the bottom of it is the Deanoch River, which flows through Killarney, the nearest town to me. And I assume this is where the deer are coming up from. And I assume coming into this field, which, look, it's quite nice and green. This is the small square field that I said for years was very strong and overgrown and things, but I think the Toffing did it a world of good last year actually. But I'm assuming that this is where the deer come into, and then I suppose just make their way from there over the fences, or just out here, wherever it might be. As you can see, very wet down here. But now I'm just thinking, where will I put the camera? I have this fence post, yes, in the middle of nowhere, because I had the reel running down there. I wonder, would I put it on that facing out? Maybe. The reason I was thinking to put it on that is because I think I read that basically the deer come out of wooded areas and then feed in open expanses basically. So I could put it in that field as well, because maybe that's closer to the trees. I think I'll put it out here, and if I don't pick up anything, I could always put it on one of the fence posts around the side, but I'm not sure what area this picks up. So look, I'll just test it out for a few days. I might put it around that post there and see if I catch anything, and as I said, I'll move it around. So I think I'll just set it up there now. Now, I'm down here this morning for the testing, and I'm aware I look like a 12-year-old boy, but I don't care. I'm not taking this hat off because, as you can see, it's a cold one. I don't know, can you see? That's frost anyway on the ground, but yeah, it's 0 degrees right now, so hopefully I won't be hanging around too long now, and we'll just get the job done. I need to move the 2 calves that are in the back into the pen with the others, and I'm going to scrape out back there just because I don't want any slipping or anything in case I get a bit excited on the way out, especially the cows and the 2 limousines in the middle, because they can get a bit excited. And I'll just set up the gates here then as well, and just make sure the crush is ready. And after that then I'm about ready to go. I'm going to hold off pushing more silage into them because I want to give that to them as their reward when they go back in after the testing. So I'll give them their silage and their nuts. But it's great that the vet is coming so early. We can get it done and out of the way, and hopefully then it'll be the same when he comes back on Friday for the reading. But yeah, I'll get moving because I can't stand around or I'm going to freeze. So I'll get going with a few bits. As you can see, the gates here, it's not the ideal setup that we want yet, but hopefully now by the end of the summer we'll have that fixed and proper gates hanging on posts and all of that, so that will be the next job. But for now, hopefully that'll hold them. I think that calf, it was just a bit of a freak accident that day, so I'm not too concerned about it as long as they all behave themselves. So yeah, just waiting on the vet now. He should be here in a few minutes, so we'll get going then, and I'll record a bit of them coming out and things like that anyway, but we won't do a whole lot. Now we've the job done. I didn't record any of the actual TB testing because in fairness we flew through it, but the cows were very bold. To be honest, they were all a bit bold now today for my liking, but especially the cows. It took me 3 or 4 attempts to get them out of the pen and out of the shed because they kept doubling back on me. Then I was in here trying to get a couple of them out, Norma being one of them and Big Black being the other one. They wouldn't come out, and next thing, bang, and didn't they blow this door in, the ones that were outside. And I think it was Big Red. When I looked out, Big Red was standing there, but I'm not sure if you can see it there, but up there it's completely broken, so I don't know what I'm going to do there. The other side is okay, that would be salvageable, but Dad will tell me what to do anyway. But it's just annoying. It's another job, I suppose. But look, other than that, they were very well behaved in the crush and everything, so it was fine. It was just an effort. Even getting the kids out was an effort. They just did not want to get out. The usual suspects, of course. Sheehan was probably the first one to go out. But look, it's done. I've everyone fed now for the day as well, because I actually have to hit the road for Kildare. I have a work thing tomorrow up there, so look, it's probably no harm, because at least I won't be here tomorrow, because by the time I'm home it'll be probably 9 or 10 at night, and Rob will feed them, and I'm just going to tell him not to look at lumps or far lumps, because I don't want to hear about it, and at least it'll be kind of one day of not worrying. I will obviously be looking on Thursday, even though I shouldn't, but it's probably good to have the distraction and be away for a night and a day anyway, just so that I'm not thinking about it But that's it, I do actually have to run. So I think I'm just gonna end this video here because I'm conscious of the last video. It kind of started upbeat and then it finished with, we have a reactor, you know, and hopefully that won't be the case. I'm trying to think positively because the cow was clear, the 2 bullocks were clear. So that does give me some hope, but I just think I'll finish this video here and I'll do an update video then when we get the results on Friday. So I'll do a video on that and maybe I'll go down and see if my trail camera worked and stuff like that, and we can go through a few things. But for now, I'll leave it there, and thanks a million to everyone for all the well wishes and everything since we did have the reactor that time. But hopefully we can end this whole thing with this test, because realistically, if we get a clear this test, I would be very hopeful for a clear test the next time. But look, I'll head off, and thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did like it, give it a like, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. Thank you.